So you want to lay down on your mat, on your back. There we go. Keep your feet on the mat, knees bent, slightly touching at the top. Arms spread out at the side. Just so that you're comfortable. Resting the head against the floor. Taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling out the mouth. On the next inhale, I want you to count to 3. And when you get to the top, pause before exhaling. So inhale 1, 2, 3. Pause at the top. And exhale out the mouth. Ramona, if you can hear me, your sound has connected. If you could mute yourself, that would be great.
Thank you.
Continue to take that 3 count breath in and pause at the top before exhaling. Take your right hand and place it on the center of your chest. This time on the inhale, fill up that 3-part breath all the way into the chest. Making that chest area as big as possible on that inhale. Pause slightly at the top and exhale. Continue that 3-part breath through the chest, filling up that chest space, pausing a little bit on the top, and exhaling out the mouth, clearing it all out of the chest. Take the left hand and place it on the lower belly. So you have your right hand on your chest, left hand on your lower belly. On your next inhale in, you're going to fill up the belly space. So try not to fill up the chest this time. Fill up that belly space like little kids do, pushing it way out at the top, holding it when you get there, and then exhale it all out of the belly. Inhale 1, 2, 3 in that belly, pausing at the top, then exhaling out through the mouth. Keeping the hands on your chest and on your heart. This time on the inhale, see if you can fill up the back space. Making your back flat on the mat, pushing every piece of your spine in. Pausing at the top and letting it out. One more nice inhale, fill up that back. And exhale out. We're going to take the 3 parts to our 3 areas. We're going to take 1 breath in, filling up the chest. We're going to continue our inhale, fill up the back. Continue that inhale, fill up the belly. You should feel your whole body expanding. On the exhale, reverse. Exhale the belly, the back, the chest. Inhale through the chest, to your back and your belly. Pausing at that top. And exhale in reverse. Belly, back, chest. Repeat this at your own pace 2 more times. Taking the time here to clear out any other thoughts that are in your head, focusing those breaths onto those 3 key parts, our chest, our back, our belly, and exhaling out in that same manner. On the next inhale, go ahead and release the arms, stretch them out overhead. And on the exhale, bring them back down to your side. Separate the knees ever so slightly and rock them from side to side. Kind of windshield wiper them back and forth. Moving them one more time here as we settle in on the right. So your legs are kind of in a splayed position. Both are bent. You might find that both your right leg and your left leg hit the floor. You might find that just your right leg hits the floor. If it's comfortable for your hip, feel free to take your right leg and stick it on top of your left, putting a little bit more pressure on that left hip space. Being sure to continue to breathe in evenly. And exhale evenly. If at any point a stretch is too much for you or too hard for you, make sure you back off. Yoga is all about finding that appropriate edge. Release the right leg if you have it on top of the left. On the inhale, engage the core, bring the legs back up through center. And on the exhale, drop them over to the left. You might find that your body moves in a different direction when you move to a different side. I feel it much more on this side than I do on the other. If you're able to put that left leg over top of the right, then feel free for that extra hip stretch. On the inhale, engage the core, release that leg, bring the legs back up to center. And on the exhale, pull both knees into your chest. Rocking here from side to side, loosening up that lower back. Maybe making a few clockwise circles, a few counterclockwise circles. Remembering that no one else can hear you or see you. This is your time here on your yoga mat, so do what feels good for your lower body. Settling into center, drop the arms out to the side and bring the legs together over to the right. This is an activating twist. Our bodies are starting to warm up here. It's taking our kidneys, it's taking our liver, it's taking all those organs that are inside and starting to twist them, starting to help detoxify them. On the inhale, engage the core, bring the legs back up to center. And on the exhale, drop them over to the left. Keeping your neck wherever is comfortable. Maybe you're looking right up at the ceiling. Maybe you're leaning over to the left or over to the right. One more inhale here, engage that core. Bring the legs back up through center. Give them a nice squeeze at the top. And on the exhale, full body stretch, legs out, arms out, thigh out the air. You can come to seated at the top of your mat, crossing the legs in front. Remember, your front of the mat will never change. My front of the mat will change just so that I can give a better visual to you, but your front of the mat will always be at the front. Sitting in your comfortable position, resting the hands on the knees, just drop the head forward. Let it hang. Don't push it too far. Inhale, we lift the head up. And on the exhale, just let it drop back just a little bit. Feeling that stretch in our neck. If we look at our smartphones and our computers for too long, we have a tendency to shorten these muscles down our throat and down the front of our chest. We need to make sure to put our head back more often. Inhale, bring the head back up to center. Take a nice exhale. Inhale the right arm up on top of the head. Don't put too much pressure, but ever so slightly, just tilt the head to the right. Inhale back up to center, release the arm. Inhale the left arm up, rest it on top of the head, and on the exhale, ever so slightly, pull it to the left. Never strain your neck, just nice and easy, just a little extra pressure on it. Take a nice inhale, bring the head up, exhale the left arm down. Go ahead and bring the legs straight out in front of you. Sitting up on your sit bones, getting them nice and deep underneath you, keeping the back tall, like there's a hook on the top of your head, coming all the way out. Extend the arms out in front and reach forward for your toes. Keeping your back straight, shining your heart forward. See if you can reach forward and touch those toes. You want to be very mindful not to curve your back. You don't want this position. You want a nice straight back position, heart shining forward. You may or may not reach your toes. This is where a belt could always come in handy. If you have your strap nearby or that belt nearby, you can use it to help get closer and closer to those toes. If you are capable of touching your toes, use your first two fingers to bind that big toe and pull yourself a little closer. That's good. Again, being very mindful not to arch that back, keeping it nice and straight, pulling forward. Inhale, sit up nice and straight. Exhale, reach one more time forward to those toes. Keeping that back straight, pressing that heart forward. Inhale, we sit back up. Go ahead and take your right leg and cross it over your left. For those that are new to yoga, you want to make sure that your right foot is flat on the mat, left foot is extended, and if your hips are flat, this is a perfect position to be in. For those that are a little bit more practiced at yoga or have a little bit more hip space, you can take that bottom foot and wrap it behind you. But you can only do that if your hips stay on the ground. If your hip rises at all, you cannot stay here. Yeah. So for those that don't know, I have two practitioners in the house with me, so I might answer their questions here and there. If your hip comes up, you cannot keep this leg bent. Go back to being straight. If you can bend it and still sit on your hips, then that's okay. Go ahead and give that right knee a nice little hug. Wrapping the arms around it, pressing it in. Then on the inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, you're going to twist towards that right side, dropping the right arm behind you, bring the left arm across for an external twist. With every inhale you take, make sure you sit a little bit taller. With every exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit farther. Take one more nice inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the arms up to center, extend the legs, shake them out. This time, go ahead and take the left leg, bring it on in, place it on the side. Again, if you can keep those hips down, great. If you can bend the knee in and keep those hips down, also awesome. Go ahead and give that left leg a nice hug. Keeping that left foot nice and flat on the floor, inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, twist to the outside. With every inhale, we rise a little bit taller. With every exhale, we twist a little farther, looking over that back shoulder. Remembering not to strain too far. Nothing in yoga should ever hurt. It's always what's best for your body. Inhale the arms back up to center. Exhale, they come down, bring the legs out in front, give them a nice little shake. And let's go ahead and put ourselves into our tabletop position. In our tabletop, you want knees over, or hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, keeping it nice and even. And let's go ahead and take some great big clockwise circles here. So push yourself forward and then swing your hips all the way back. Nice big circles. One more clockwise circle. And then go ahead and reverse to a counterclockwise. It's good to move around. And then we return to our neutral tabletop. On the inhale, I want you to drop the belly, lift the chest for your cow. And on the exhale, drop the head, round the back up for your cat. Inhale up to cow. Exhale to your cat. One more time, inhale to cow. Exhale to your cat. And return to your tabletop. Go ahead and take your right leg and bring it between your two hands. So you're in a low runner's lunge here. If you find that you're kind of cramped over that front leg, this is where blocks come in handy. Placing your blocks on either side or your books or saucepans, whatever you have available, it just lifts the floor for you. You can always change the direction. We don't want our chest flat against our leg. We want to have a little bit of space there. Keeping the back toes tucked under, rise up into your low lunge. Feeling that hip opener on the right-hand side. Keeping our knee above our ankle on the left. You might need to scooch the toes forward a little bit to keep that 90-degree angle. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and sit back, straighten that front leg. If you can sit all the way down, great. If not, maybe you stay here, wherever you feel it in your calves and in your hamstrings. Inhale, come back up to that low runner's lunge. Bring the right foot back behind you. That would be your left foot back behind you. Now go ahead and take the right foot, step that between your hands. Again, blocks, no blocks, completely up to you. Knee over ankle. We rise up to that low lunge position. Feeling the hip opener along the left-hand side. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Straighten the front leg. We sit back. You might find you can sit back farther on this side. I personally cannot. This is as far as I can go. Everybody's different. Every side is different. That's why we always ever practice yoga. It's never perfect. Inhale back up to that low lunge. Bring that right foot back. Extend the left leg behind you. Lift it up. Keeping the toes pointed, bring it out to the side. And then straight back. And out to the side. And straight back. And out to the side. And straight back. One more time, out to the side. Straight back. Step it again between the hands. Rise up to your low lunge. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, drop the left arm back, reach the right arm forward for a west side stretch. Inhale, we bring our arms back up. Exhale, hands to the mat, sit back, straighten that front leg. Inhale back to your low lunge, bring that left foot back behind you, back to your tabletop. Go ahead and extend the right leg out behind you, keeping those toes pointed. Then bring that right leg out to the side and back to center. Out to the side, back to center, out to the side, back to center, and one more time, out to that side, back to center. Step that right foot through between the hands, your low runner's lunge. Rise up to that low lunge. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, reach the right arm back, stretch the left arm forward, west side stretch. Inhale the arms back to center. Exhale, hands to the mat, sit back, straighten that front leg. Inhale back to your runner's lunge. Step the right foot back, sit all the way back into a child's pose. Keep your child's pose active. If Take a few breaths here. On the inhale, bring yourself back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes behind you and lift those hips for our first downward facing dog. In your down dog, you want to make sure that your wrists are not over top of that's a plank. You want to pull down from your wrists. They should be at an angle. Your feet may or may not touch the mat. Your first down dog, you might look like this. And that's okay. Your legs can be as bent as they need to bend as long as you are not over your wrists and your hips are in the air. So take a moment to walk out your dog here, bending the left leg and the right leg. Just starting to stretch those hamstrings. Maybe you shake your head yes, and shake your head no. Always finishing on a yes, never finish on a no. And then we become still in our down dog. Come way up on the toes, send the hips up a little bit higher. Exhale forward, high plank. Inhale, push back to your down dog, hips up. Exhale, heels return to the mat. Inhale up on the toes, hips higher. Exhale to that high plank. Inhale, hips all the way up. Exhale, heels release into that down dog. On the next inhale, slowly, slowly, slowly walk the feet to the front of the mat until they meet the hands. Letting yourself hang in your forward fold. We bend the knees a lot. We place the hands above our knees, arch the back, come rolling on up to standing, our mountain pose. Shining the chest forward, feet are straight. This is a very active posture. Let's inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, swan dive down. Keep legs straight, arms straight into your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Keep the legs straight, back straight, arms out. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's try that again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out, legs straight, back straight. Reverse your swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, arms go up. On the inhale, exhale, we swan dive forward. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat and step your right foot back into your runner's lunge, keeping that toe up. Our right foot is back on our toes up. We're going to rise up into our crescent lunge. In our crescent lunge position, our front knee is over our ankle. Our back knee has a slight inflection to it. We're going to drop that right hand behind us, reach our left hand in front of us for a bit of a twist stretch. Rise up to center. On the exhale, switch the direction of that twist. Rise up to center. On the exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale on your halfway lift, step your left foot back. Keeping up on those toes, rise up, crescent lunge. Take a nice inhale here. And on the exhale, drop the left arm back, right arm forward for our first small twist. Inhale the arms back to center. And on the exhale, we twist the other direction. Inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, bring both hands to the mat. Step that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale to that halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Reverse your swan dive. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to that halfway lift. On the exhale, step that left foot back. Runner's lunge. Feeling that straight line from the heel all the way out through the head, we rise up again in our crescent lunge. This time, let's go ahead and bring the hands to heart center. Reach your body forward. Keeping your back straight, hips shining forward, legs in the same position, we're just going to turn ever so slightly to our right. If you're comfortable, you can hook the elbow, maybe extend the arms. If you extended the arms, bring those hands back to center. Return to center and rise up on that crescent lunge. Exhale the hands back down to the mat. Step the back foot forward to meet full forward bend. Inhale to that halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. Runner's lunge. Feeling that straight line from the back of the heel all the way out through the head. Rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, we bring our hands back to heart center. And on the inhale, we stretch our body forward. Our legs are remaining strong, hips are shining forward, hands are at heart center, and we twist. If you're gonna hook the knee, only hook the knee if you can keep those thumbs at heart center. If not, we stay up here. Maybe you open. Whatever position you're in, inhale the body back to center. Rise up into our full crescent lunge. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step the back foot forward to meet the right. We forward fold. Inhale to our halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Reverse your swan dive. Hands to heart center. Move your feet about hip bone width apart. Just take a moment here to kind of shake it out. That was a good amount of work. Heart rate should be up. Might be a little sweaty, whatever's going on. Hit your neighbor next to you. Your heart stopped. It's not up yet. Go ahead and bring your feet back together into your mountain pose. On the inhale, sit back, Utkatasana. So you're sitting in a chair. Knees are bent, hips are back, arms are up against the ears. For those of you that have taken my class before, we've talked a little bit about hip position here. Some people keep their hips out, some keep them in. If you're not sure, go ahead and play around with it. Place your hands on your hips and just tilt that pelvic bone in and out to find a place that feels comfortable for you. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back and drop the back heel 45 degrees. So we're keeping that right foot shining forward. Nope, keeping that left foot shining forward. Stepped our foot back. We rise up into our warrior one. Exhale, cactus the arms, goalpost the arms for a slight back bend. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, release the arms behind you, clasp the hands, roll the shoulders down the back. Fold forward, humble warrior. If your arms stay on the back, that's fine. If you're able to lift them forward, that's great. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release the arms, rise up, warrior one. Open to your warrior two. Now your back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, hips are to the side, knee is over ankle, arms forward, gaze forward. Inhale to your gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. This time, reach forward. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And on the exhale, windmill the arms down. Step the front foot back, high plank. Lower ever so slowly to your chaturanga or 8-point posture. Rise up, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Lift that left leg up behind you. Step it between the hands. Runner's lunge. Drop the back foot to that 45-degree angle. Rise up, warrior one. On the exhale, cactus the arms. Arms up, warrior one. Interlace those hands behind you. Fold forward, humble warrior. Maybe your hands stay on your back. Maybe you're able to get them. If you can't quite interlace them, feel free to use a strap. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale to that gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. This time on the inhale, reach forward. Reverse your warrior. And windmill those arms down. Step that right foot back to meet the left and lower ever so slowly for that chaturanga. Rise up, upward facing dog. Pull back, downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here. Take an inhale, bend the knees, come up on the toes, either hop or step to the front of your mat. Exhale to your forward fold. Bend those knees a lot, place the hands above the knees, roll on up to standing. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Again, like you're in chair. All the weight should be on the back of your foot. Those toes should be able to be loose in the front. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to twist over to our left. Again, keeping our thumbs at heart center. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Knees are always shining forward, just twisting in those oblique areas. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And on the exhale, forward fold. Give those legs a chance to rest. Move your feet about hip bone width apart. Take those first two fingers and bind those first toes. Pulling here for that hamstring stretch. If you need to, you bend the legs. Release the bind, heel toe those feet back together, bend the knees a lot, hands above the knees, come rolling on up, standing. Inhale, Utkatasana. On the exhale, hands to heart center. Go ahead and twist to the left again. If you can hook the elbow, hook the elbow. Maybe you open, maybe you bind, maybe you practice your side crow. If you want to practice that side crow, your two hands come down to the mat, you're in like a ball position. You place the weight of your left thigh on your arms and extend the legs out. All working that twisting motion. I'm gonna try to watch it again now, ready? Hands go down. My thighs are on my triceps. And I roll forward to here. And once I'm here, we extend the legs. He's shaking his head no. Go ahead, release the bind, forward fold. Release those legs. They're probably screaming right about now. Bend the knees a lot. Come rolling on up to center. One more time, inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. This time we twist to the right. Again, holding here, thumbs at heart center. Or if you can hook the elbow at the mat at heart center. Maybe you open, maybe you bind, maybe you place those hands down on the mat and side crow on the other side. I can only get my feet to here this time. Straightening doesn't happen as much. Inhale back to center and forward fold. Step the feet about hip bone width apart. This time take the two hands and put them underneath your feet, giving those wrists a little bit of a workout, a little bit of a stretch. Release the hands, bring the feet back together, bend the knees, hands above the knees, roll it on up to standing. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on the mat, step the left foot back. Runner's lunge. Rise up to your crescent lunge. Open to your warrior two, from crescent to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, kick your hip back, and reach as far forward as you can for your triangle. Trying to keep the leg straight, the side body straight, the arm straight. When you can't reach any more, then we turn. Again, we're trying to keep a straight line between the armpit and the hip, the leg and the toe, the arm and the toe. If you need a block, feel free to place a block down. Inhale, rise up, reverse your triangle. Exhale, windmill the arms all the way down. Step the front foot back to meet high plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring that right leg up behind you. Step the foot between the two hands, runner's lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. On the exhale, float the arms back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, float the arms back. Inhale, rise up. This time on the exhale, the weight goes into that front foot. We rise up, Dekasana. Ever so slowly, bring that back foot to meet the front. Utkatasana. Fold, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we place our hands on the mat, step the right foot back, runner's lunge. Rise up in that crescent lunge. Open to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg, kick that hip back, reach as far forward as you can, and when you cannot reach any farther, we turn to our triangle. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the front foot forward to meet the back, high plank. Shift your weight forward, lower slowly down, chaturanga. Rise up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a moment here. Let's come into a child's pose, wide kneed, maybe an embryo. You need to catch your breath. Whatever you need to do, grab a drink. Kind of reset our shape, reset our posture. Inhale back up to tabletop when you're ready. God bless you. Holding here for 2 breaths. Then tuck those toes, send those hips up, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up behind you, bend the knee, spin open. On the exhale, bring that right leg to meet the hands, runner's lunge. Drop that back foot, 45 degrees, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, open. Warrior two. Rise up, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Rise up one more time, gentle warrior. This time on the exhale, drop the arm to your thigh, side angle. Keeping that knee above the ankle, keeping the back leg strong. Maybe you hold here. Maybe you bind the top arm around the back. Maybe you reach all the way to the ground. Whatever feels good for you at the moment. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the arms all the way down. Straightening that front leg for a pyramid. Bend that front leg, runner's lunge. Step the front leg back to meet the left and lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, spin open. Step that left foot between the hands, runner's lunge. Drop the back foot 45 degrees, rise up, warrior one. Exhale to your warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale to a warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. And on the exhale for your warrior two, drop that front arm to your side angle stretch. Again, maybe you bind here. You can take that back arm, see if you can reach the front of your thigh. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill those arms down. Step the front foot back for your high plank. And this time, lower all the way down to the mat. Ever so slowly down to the mat. Go ahead and take our arms and bring them back beside us. And on the inhale, we're just going to lift the chest. Exhale down to the mat. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale down to the mat. This time on the inhale, you're going to lift the chest and the arms. Exhale down to that mat. Inhale, chest and arms. Down to the mat. One more time, inhale that chest and arms. Exhale to the mat. This time we're going to lift chest, arms, and legs. Inhale all the way up. Superman. Holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down to the mat. Windshield wiper those legs behind you. Loosen up that lower back. Tuck the toes behind you. Bring your hands underneath your chest. Rise up, high plank. Push back, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up behind you. Bend the knee, spin open. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow, holding here. Inhale the right leg back up. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Rounding out that back to fit the leg in. Send the right leg back up. This time, bring the right knee to the left elbow. Sending it right back up again. One more time, right knee to the right elbow. Bring it over to the left elbow, to the right, back to the left. One more time to the right, and the left, then cross it under for your pigeon. Maybe you have a nice upright pigeon today. Maybe you place the forearms to the mat. Maybe you place your head to the mat for a sleeping pigeon. If you're feeling a little too much stress along that hip or lower thigh area, go ahead and place a block there if you need it. Your hips should always be square. You don't want to fall to the left or right, either direction. Your hips should always be square in this position. If this does not work for you, you can always take pigeon on the back in a figure 4. Whatever works best for your body. Go ahead and place our hands underneath our shoulders. Tuck those back toes and send the right leg all the way back up. Cross that right leg over the left, like a little bit of a cross-legged down dog. Bend up those those right toes if it helps. Feel that IT band stretch down the side. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Bring that right leg to the right elbow, or at least the other leg if you already did the right side. Extend it back up. Right knee to left elbow. Extend it back up. Right knee to right elbow. Need to know because I forgot it the first time. Then over to the left. Back to the right and to the left. One more time right. One more time left. Cross it forward for your pigeon. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck those back toes. Send the leg all the way up. Cross it along the back for that IT stretch. Inhale that leg all the way back up. And exhale, bring it down to the mat. If you want to attempt to jump through, knock yourself out, you're going to place your hands just a little bit wider on the mat. You bend your knees, you hop yourself all the way forward, or you just sit down on the mat. No one knows what you're going to do on the other side. Fun to give it a try. Let's place our arms out in front, knees bent. And we're going to lower for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise up. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release the back all the way down. Keep the knees bent about hip bone width apart. Knees separated ever so slightly. Hands flat against the mat. Lift those hips for your bridge. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, lower 1 vertebrae at a time. Place the soles of the feet together, knees splay to the sides. Maybe you put opposite elbow and opposite hand above your head to reverse that lower back bend. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up for bridge again. So feet about hip bone width apart, close into the bum, hands out to the side. On the inhale, we rise up. Make sure you're good and solid in your hands, in your shoulders, and in your left foot. Go ahead and extend the right. Take a nice inhale, bring the right foot down. Extend the left. Press in through that right foot as that left foot's up in the air. Keep those hips shining forward. Take a nice inhale. Exhale the left foot back down to the mat, then lower one vertebrae at a time. Feet together, knees separate, arms overhead. One more time, we go ahead and set up for bridge. Feet about hip bone width apart, knees bent. You can stay with the bridge, or if wheel is in your practice, take your hands, bring them on either side of your ears, fingers facing towards the shoulders. And on the inhale, we rise up. Taking a moment again here to extend the right leg. Release that right leg, extend the left. Release that left leg, and ever so slowly roll down, one vertebrae at a time. Soles of the feet together, opposite hand over opposite elbow. Now is a good time to take a good deep breath, and a nice sigh out. Release the feet straight out in front of you, and release the arms back down to the side, and bring the knees into the chest. Rock ever so slowly here on that lower back. Just did a good bit of work for you in those bridges. Take your first two fingers, bind your big toe. Maybe you straighten just one leg at a time. Maybe you bring them both up into your happy baby, rocking side to side. Maybe you extend them both out for a wide angle. Still or rocking, whatever feels good for you. This always reminds me of the Weebles. I don't know if anybody remembers the Weebles. They weeble all over, but they don't fall down. That's what I feel like here. Let's bring the legs back into the chest. Extend the right leg long, keeping the left knee in. Give that left knee a nice big hug into the shoulder. Maybe make a few circles with that left knee. Did a lot of work with that hip today. And when you're ready, extend the left arm. Use the right arm to pull the left knee over, looking over that left arm for your full body twist. Inhale the left knee back to center. Give it a nice tight squeeze on the inhale. And on the exhale, send that left leg out longer than the right. Sigh it out. Bring the right knee in to the chest. Maybe rock from side to side. Maybe a few circles, whatever feels good on that right hip. When you're ready, extend the right arm out to the side. Use the left arm to twist the right leg over, looking over that right shoulder, trying to keep those shoulders flat against the mat. Inhale, that knee comes back to center. Exhale, full body stretch. Do whatever else you might need to do for your body. Maybe you do another little twist. Maybe you do a restorative twist. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana. If you're ready for Shavasana, you let the feet flop to the side. Hands either palm up or palm down. It doesn't matter. Whatever is comfortable for you. You start to let your breath be even and full. You don't let those thoughts start to creep in. You keep this time as yours. We're approaching that 6:15. I'm sure we're starting to think about dinner. Don't do it. Do not think about dinner until that 6:17. Continue to take this time for yourself. Appreciate all the wonderful things that our bodies can do. Remember that the most basic and powerful way to connect to another person is to listen. Just listen. Perhaps the most important thing we give each other is our attention. A loving silence often has more power to heal and to connect than the most well-intentioned words. Start to bring awareness to fingers and toes. Maybe you rock your head from side to side. And when you're ready, we'll roll over onto the right side. And we rise up to seated. Once you've returned to seated, if you could go ahead and turn the volume and video on your devices so we can see each other for our namaste, that would be great. There. We can see you too. There you go. I got a few of us. You bring your hands to heart center. Bring our thumbs to our lips and our lips to our third eye. Oh, I'm echoing. From the light that shines in me
To the light that shines in you, we bow to one another and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for the privilege of being your teacher.
Thank you, Stacy.
well today.
Thanks, Stace.
Thank you, Stacy.
We got a few faces. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Stace.
Thanks, Sue. Kathy, Lisa, I hope you stayed on. I'm not sure if you're here or not. I can't see everybody.
Stacy, mine says